Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and it's evening now, starting to get dark out. So I'm going to bake a cake. Now, one of the things I want to show you right up front is how I start my Never Never stove. So let me move the camera down here a little closer so you can see what I'm up to, and I'll show you how I get mine started. Okay, I've got the top off my stove, and I've elevated the remote long enough to wet the wick, and then let some run down inside of the stove. That's the secret for me. Now, I open the stove right up so that the port's wide open, and light it. There she goes, right there. I'll turn the lights on here. Now, these can tend to be a little bit cold-blooded, so you kind of got to flood them a little bit to get them going. But you can see I've got some alcohol down in the bottom here. You can see the bottom port is glowing. And within a minute or so, this will come up to temperature. And I have my remote set so that it's about an inch high. Right at the bottom of the carbon felt is where the nipple should be. And that seems to work pretty well. Okay, that's coming up to temperature slowly. Now I'm going to put my pot on there and let it preheat. Yeah, that's starting to go. Now once this comes up, burns all the alcohol off the bottom and comes up, I will probably have to turn it back. But for right now, that's fine. Okay, let's bake a cake. Okay, I've got two pots here. One I'm going to mix it in, the other one I'm going to put it into. So first, let's take a half a cup of water. And this is Betty Crocker Triple Berry Simply Add Water. The one I always use, the type I always use. I use either chocolate chip or triple berry or blueberry or one of those usually. There you go, right there. And I put a half cup of water in this pot. And now we're going to dump the entire envelope in here, the whole thing, all of it, and stir it up, trying not to get any dry spots in the corners. That doesn't take too awful much stirring. Okay, there we go. So we got that. Okay, now comes the magic part. This is olive oil. I'm going to put a little in here. I'm going to grab a paper towel to wipe my fingers off with afterwards. And we're going to coat this with olive oil liberally. That means, for you guys that don't know what liberally means, because I wasn't sure, a lot. Apply liberally. And I am. I've got a good dose of it in there. She's all slippery. Now the secret to this whole thing, I believe, is that once you get this oiled, put your cake in there and get it on the heat just as soon as you possibly can. Don't waste any time or stand around and talk or anything. Get her right in the oven, stat. There. Good deal. And start your timer. Start your timer. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to see what I got for heat there. I'm going to turn the lights out and look at the flame pattern on it. Yeah, that's a tad on the high side for bacon, so I'm going to turn it back to... Oh, we'll let it settle down here. She's pretty hot right now. That's probably about right. But I will probably also adjust it a few times over the next 20 minutes to get the flame where I want it. So we'll see. About right there, I think. So I'll turn the camera back on in 23 minutes and we'll see what we've got. Just coming up on 20 minutes. So, yeah, 20 minutes and 3 seconds. So let's take the thermometer off, which is running about 260, and pop the lid off, and we'll run a rod into it and see how done it is. It should still be raw in the middle. Take a look at that. There we go. Looks pretty darn good to me, but I'm sure it's still not done in the middle. No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go for another 3 minutes. Then I'm going to blow out the heat and let it set for 15 minutes and finish cooking. There's enough heat in the cake and in the pot so that if I blow the heat out at 23 minutes, it'll still finish cooking. It'll cook itself. I've done this every time. It works great. Robbie does the same thing, and everybody does that knows what they're doing. We've all got it pretty well down pat. As you don't very often mess one up now. We've just done it so many times. You know, we've bounced off each other and figured it out. So after 15 minutes of self-cooking and cool down, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll pop this baby out and see what we got. Okay, while I was waiting for this to cool down, I went in the house and watched the news, so it's been like 50 minutes. So this thing should be stone cold. Let me get a paper towel and set down here and put it on. If you're out on the Appalachian Trail hiking, you just pop this thing out and eat it right out of your hands. That'd be that. But there we go. Now that looks good. See how it's brown all around the edges? That's a good sign. And the top is lightly brown too. The camera kind of washes it out. It's actually a little browner than the camera shows it. So let's pop it out of here. And yeah, it's still fairly warm, but it certainly is not what I'd call hot. First thing you notice is that the bottom is all nice and golden brown. It's pretty. And the sides are golden brown. It took us a while to figure out how to do this without burning the bottom. And the trick is shutting it off at 23 minutes and letting it cook itself. If you kept the heat on it the whole time, eventually it would get too hot and burn it. So, that's definitely a success. The top looks nice. It just came out very well. So let's crack it open. And you can see that it's done all the way through the middle. There's no doughy spots or anything. So that's a complete and total success. And that's good. So, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike. Take a friend. Enjoy the great outdoors. And more important than anything, try to have some fun this evening and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.